completed the topics on financing decisions, EBIT, EPS, right? The entire income statement, leverages we have completed or understood the various topics of the chapter. The last two topics here is point of indifference and capital gearing. First, let's look at point of indifference. It refers to a particular level of EBIT at which EPS remains constant irrespective of the debt equity mix in the existing or implementable capital structure. It is also known as break even point of capital structure, and this situation would emerge for all types of financial plans under consideration. Now, this break even point, I am sure all of you have heard about this topic. Now, what is break even point? Where there is company, it is a situation where a company is neither making profit nor making loss. Is that clear? Neither making profit nor making loss. If I have invested 1000 rupees into the business, the total revenue I am earning out of the business is equal to 1000 rupees. So, I am neither making loss, I am neither making profit. My entire investment has just been recovered. Is that clear? That is the normal break even point that we understand. Now, here point of indifference means, now we have studied various plans under each question. The company has an existing capital, the company wants to raise capital for expansion purpose or for whatever reasons that may be, they have couple of plans, plan 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now, here what was point of indifference is, at the end of the income statement when we solve, EPS, that is earnings per share, for each plan we get different answers or different amount of EPS depending upon the capital structure purely. Yes or no? Now, here what is point of indifference is, when it is a situation when your EPS remains constant irrespective of the debt equity mix. Is that clear? Plan 1 and plan 2 are getting same EPS answer. Let us say rupees 50 for plan 1, rupees 50 for plan 2. Is that clear? But plan 1 capital structure might be different according to plan 1, according to plan 2 the capital structure may be different. Irrespective of these plans, that is existing and the implementable, EPS is remaining constant. So, this entire situation when the EPS is not changing irrespective of capital structure changing, this situation is called as point of indifference. Now, it is otherwise commonly called as break even point, okay, where at different capital structures, no matter what capital structure, how much of debenture with how much of equity or preference you take a combination, your EPS is not changing. EPS is remaining constant. So, this situation is called as point of indifference. Is that clear to you? Now, here is a formula provided, x minus I1 multiplied by 1 minus t minus preference dividend, the whole divided by S1 equals to x minus I2 multiplied by I minus t minus preference dividend divided by S2. What are these symbols signifying? X, what does it signify? Earnings before interest and tax, EBIT. What does I1 signify? Interest under plan 1, I2 signifies interest under plan 2, T signifies tax, S1 signifies shares of plan 1, S2 signifies the shares of plan 2 and PD requires preference dividend. Now, this what we see in the on the screen, the two different formulas over here signifies two different plans. Why is it equal to over there? Under both the plans, the EPS is the same. I am considering tax, I am considering preference dividend, I am considering the interest payment, I am considering the number of equity shares. S1 and S2 signifies what? Number of equity shares under plan 1, number of equity shares under the plan 2. Keeping all these variables in the formula, my EPS is still the same. It is remaining constant under two different plans. Is that clear? This is the formula signifying the topic point of indifference. The last topic, capital gearing. It is a financial tool that compares the proportion of finance procured through equity capital with other fixed cost bearing securities. So, in short, what is capital gearing? It is a financial tool. What is it comparing? It is comparing the proportion of finance procured. Now, finance, basically I am talking here about the capital structure. How much of that finance or capital structure, it is through equity and it is through fixed cost bearing securities. Two things it is focusing on. Compares what? Equity with fixed cost bearing securities. So, in short, fixed cost bearing security means what? Debentures. Yes or no? Fixed cost means I am paying interest to debenture holders irrespective I make profits or losses. We just saw in the 35th question, correct? The company was facing a loss of 70,000. It was able to spare tax, it was able to spare preference dividend. Was it able to spare interest on dividends, interest on debentures? No, they had to pay the interest on debentures. That is called as fixed cost bearing securities. So, capital gearing is a financial tool that compares the proportion through equity as well as fixed cost bearing securities. So, what is the formula? Capital gearing ratio equals to equity shareholders funds divided by the fixed cost bearing funds. Now, why they not put debentures in place of that fixed cost bearing securities is, it can be debenture, it can be a loan taken from a bank. So, all put together it is called as fixed cost bearing securities. So, under that heading you can put as debentures taken or you can take it as bank loan. Is that clear? So, these are the two topics at the end of the chapter, point of indifference and the formula, and the last topic, capital gearing.